How are you doing today? Happy new month. Today we are going to be doing something very sweet, and we are taking a subject in biology for mainly for the Jamb exam, Waec on and Neco examination. Now the topic we'll be taking is living things and their environment, and we are touching every aspect in living things and their environment. Now we have characteristics of living things. Under characteristics of living things, the first thing we have to note is the definition of biology. What is biology itself? What is biology? Listen to me. What is biology? We all know that in our secondary school or in our junior secondary school, they tell us that biology is the study of life. Alright? From the biology is a Latin word gotten from the combination of two words which are bio and logo. Alright, bio is life and logo is study, so study of life, that is biology. Alright, now here we have the most standard definition of biology. Let's go. Biology is the scientific study of living organism. Living organisms are organisms that have life, alright, and their interaction with their environment and one another. Take for instance, let us use animal and plants to as an example. Animal feed on plant. The interaction between the feeding of animal on plant and where the environment that the animal finds the plant to feed on, that is what we call biology. So you study which type of plant is he eating, which type of animal is that, which type of environment is he eating it, then the level of rainfall, everything. So you will study that. That's the study of life, the study of the interaction of living organisms, that is between one another and their environment. That is biology. I hope that is clear. Now a living thing or a living organism, they are the same thing. A living thing or a living organism is any object that possesses life. Living thing is any object that possesses life. Is any object that possesses life. Alright? Now, and carries out, anything that possesses life carries out vital, life processes. Take for instance human. When you wake up in the morning, you sweep, you pray to God, you brush your teeth, you do this, you do that. And even metabolic activities like feeding, respiration, excretion, digestion, osmoregulation, and so on and so forth, movement, response to stimuli, and so on and so forth. So what are we saying in other words is that the living organism or living thing is any object that possesses life and does vital life processes such as feeding, respiration, growth, reproduction, excretion, movement, and response to stimuli. Now let's go to the next part. Human beings. Now okay type of living organisms. We have types of living organisms. We have the human beings, the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, the insect, the trees, the grasses, the fungi, the bacteria, algae, amoeba, paramecium, and so on and so forth. You know that. Type of non-living things, we have the stone, the water, the air, the table, the chair, the car, sand, plastic, glass. Now, although some non-living things may appear to move, like the car, is the living things that will make the non-living things to move. But what makes them non-living things is that they don't perform vital life processes. Do you understand? So let's go to the characteristics of living things. In the characteristics of living things, we'll be looking at a great deal of, let me say, 7 things. Yeah, be looking at 7 things. Number 1 says movement, respiration, sensitivity. Sensitivity is also the same as irritability. That's the response to stimuli. Then growth, then reproduction, then excretion. Do you understand? So we can acronym that by using something they call Mr. Niger D, or even death is there. Death is part. Or we use something they call Mrs. Green. Alright, Mrs. Green is better, not W, a single E. Or we, to make it encompass, we use Mrs. Green D. We use Mrs. Green D. Nutrition is there. Now sometimes they may give you locomotion, they should not give you movement. They are the same thing. To locomote, to move from one place to another. You understand? Now other things living organism do is they die. As you are looking at this life no balance. So I will die one day. May God make us grow up. We will die, everybody will die. Alright, so that's the characteristics of living thing. Living organism die. Yes, they adapt. Adaptation. They adapt to life changes. They adapt to their environment, to the changes of their environment. Imagine you are living with your parents, and suddenly your parent told you to go to a boarding school. You know the environment will be somehow new, but you have to adapt to the environment, or else you won't be able to perform socially in that environment. So if you want to know a living organism, the organism must, if you have changed if you have changed the organism's habitat, or you have changed something about the organism's lifestyle, if the organism adapts, is a living organism. Do you understand? Now competition. There are always competitions between, what do we call that, between living organisms. They undergo competition. Competition of water, competition of some other things. All right, now we have, in competition, the competition between similar organisms, they are called what? Intracellular competition or intra-competition. Competition between different organisms, they are called inter-competition. Do you understand? Now cellular organization, they respire. That's what we call cellular organization. The exchange of carbon dioxide with oxygen and all that, and the use of the oxygen around the body. We treat that even when we are treating the heart. All right. Homeostasis as in regulation of, let's say, the kidney and all that. Do you understand? So they undergo homeostasis. Lifestyle like, okay, life cycle like, the life cycle of a let me say, of a butterfly, from a caterpillar to, from, I don't even know, from a butterfly to caterpillar and all that and all this and that. So that's it. Hereditary or inheritance is also a part. They inherit from their mothers. All right, we'll treat that in heredity. Evolution, they evolve. We have different method of evolving. We have different method. We have fossil record, etc. So Let's now go deeper into the characteristics of living things, which is Mrs. Green D, as I have explained. But let's look at the real explanation. Let's go. Movement is what? The ability of an organism or part of the organism to change its position. Why they say the ability of an organism or part of the organism? Why they say part is that, let's say, animals now, they walk freely. Animals walk freely. But if this is a plant, please look at your screen. If this is a plant, I don't tell you now to draw well, but just manage me like that. If this is a plant, let me draw it better. Please. If this is a plant, alright, that has leaves like this, if a wind blow, won't the leaf shake or won't the leaf move? It will definitely move. But can the plant move from one place to another? No. So even when they say that the ability of an organism to move a part of his body, they are referring to only a plant, because they are referring to a plant. Mostly they are referring to especially a plant. Even though if animals move only their hands, they have moved. It's not until somebody change leg position or somebody move from one place to another, that's when movement has occurred. If you shake your hand alone, you have done movement. You understand? Now we have different type of movement. We have locomotion. What is locomotion? Locomotion is actually different from movement. So, excuse me. Locomotion is different from movement. Movement encompasses both the entire and parts of the body being moved, but locomotion only encompass the entire body moved from one place to another. You understand? Now, locomotion is the ability of an organism to move its entire body from one place to another, which means that you cannot use the term locomotion for plants. This is exactly where Jamb catches people. You will think that this topic is a very simple topic. You cannot use the term locomotion for plants. You cannot use the term locomotion for plants. You can only use the term movement for plants, because movement means moving of the entire body from one place to another, or part of the body from one place to another. But locomotion is the movement of only the entire body of an organism, which means that they are referring to only animals. You cannot use the term locomotion for plants. That's totally part of the technicality of Jamb, alright? So I want to follow me, right? If you can't, I think I'll break this into parts. But let's go first. Now, examples of locomotion: humans walk and run. Did they say plants walk and run? No. Bird fly. Did they say plants fly? No. Fish swim. Did they say plants swim? No. Snake crawl. Did they say plants crawl? No. Frogs hoop. Did they say plants hoop? No. So the locomotion is talking about only animals. Locomotion is talking about only animals. Having said that, if you know this is very clear to you, let's go to the movement of parts. The movement of parts. Now, only certain parts of the body move. Take for example, what I'm trying to say is, it's not all part of the body that moves. Only some part of the body moves. Like, take for example, the blinking of the eyes. The blinking of the eye, when your eyes blinking, alright? The blinking of the eyes. expansion of the chest during breathing, expansion of the chest during breathing, opening and closing of flowers, growth of plant shoots towards sunlight. So you see that when they talk about movement of plants, of parts, here they are not talking about locomotion. It's opposite of locomotion, because locomotion is the movement of the entire body, but movement of part is only some parts of the body. So it's referring to both plants and animals. Excuse me, are you understanding me, or should I come again? It's the movement of plants and animals. Here they talk about blinking of eyes. Does plant have eyes? No. Here they're talking about animal. Expansion of chest during beauty. Does plant have chest? No. Here they're talking about animal. Opening and closing of flowers. Does animal have flowers? No. Here they're talking about plants. Yeah, they said growth of plant shoot towards sunlight. Does animal have shoots that comes that moves towards sunlight when there is sun? Does it have shoots? Does animal have shoots? No. Which means they're talking about plants equally. So what are we not talking about? So the movement of plants applies to both plants and animals, while locomotion applies to only animals. Let's go to movement of plants. Movement of parts is different from movement of plants. Here we want to look at movement of plants. What are the movements that plants make? Number one, plants. I told you, plant did not move from place to place. Plant does not have legs that it will move from one place to another. That's why we cannot use the term locomotion for plants. Excuse me. That is why we cannot use the plant locomotion for plants. The plant moves only by these certain things. Take for example, growth. They move towards light, like the shoot moves towards sunlight for growth. Then when a leaf is growing, you see some plants that grows downward, that the root grows downward. The opening and closing of flowers, you see that too. Then folding of leaves in the sensitive part, in the sensitive plant, that is Mimosa pudica, that what they used to call so that's folding of leaves in the sensitive plant. So we call that sensitive plant, but its botanical name is Mucosa pudica. Alright, that normally close. It closes by itself. When you touch it, it closes. Then you touch it again, it opens. So it's a sensitive plant, so that's why it closes and opens. Do you understand? Now, importance of movement. Why do we move? Number one, to escape from danger. We move to escape from danger. We move when searching for food. We move when finding mates. We move when we disperse seed, whether by water, by wind, I don't know. We move for better exposure to sunlight in plants. Exactly. So know these 5. Number one, we escape from danger. If you see a thief holding a gun coming towards you, won't you run? You will run. When you are running, you have made a movement. So you have escaped from danger. Is an importance of movement. When you go to the market, go and buy food, you have moved. You have performed the movement. That is searching for food. Finding mates. That means in animals, right? Finding mates. If you want to find your girlfriend, you have moved. You have performed movement. That is movement. Importance of movement. Do you understand? Then dispersal of seed. If wind disperse seed, the seed has moved from one place to another. That is movement. If it's water, it has moved from one place to another. That is movement. Anything that moves from one place to another, or its parts moves from one direction to another, it is also movement. Better exposure to sunlight in plants. Plants are sensitive to sunlight, so when there is sunlight, sunlight is very important in photosynthesis. So it's sunlight that will enhance photosynthesis. You see, if you want to write the equation of photosynthesis, they will write sunlight up at that arrow, they will write it down, they will write chlorophyll down. Alright, so sunlight is a very important factor. That's why whenever there is sunlight, the leaves, the plant moves towards, or say grows towards the sunlight, so as to enhance photosynthesis. Having said that and understood that, we have to take a respiration. Right, let's go respiration. Respiration is the process by which food is broken down to release energy for life activities. I've seen this very well in past questions. They said, let me try to remember the question. Okay, what is the main importance of respiration? Inside Jamb exam, what is the main importance of respiration? They put A, to release energy. They put B, to inhale oxygen. They took C, to exhale carbon dioxide. They put D. They just try the options. Which one are you going to choose? To release energy, of course. My brother, my sister, you are out of here. To release energy, because when the taking in of oxygen, going out of carbon dioxide, water, this and that, you have released energy. And what is that energy? It is the ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Is the ATP, adenosine triphosphate. In a cellular respiration, the ATP is the energy bank, the power bank of the cellular respiration. So when an energy is released, just know that the energy that is released is what? The ATP. What? Adrenaline triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. Now, what is now the function of, or what is the energy that is released? What is it used for? What is that ATP used for? It's used for growth, movement, reproduction, for bringing out offsprings, repair of tissue, maintaining body temperature, homeostasis. Types of respiration. We have aerobic respiration, we have anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen. Don't forget that. And the equation of aerobic respiration says glucose plus oxygen to give carbon dioxide, water, energy, ATP, and produce a large amount of energy. That examples: humans, bird, fish, most plants. All right, this is where we will stop because of the limitation of the paid class. If you want the full video has been taught today in our paid class. So when you register for the class, we are going to definitely give you a code, and it's that code that you are going to know that you have paid the class. All right, so you see what the topic remain. it has been explained in the paid class. Even questions have been explained in the paid class. So join the paid class, just started today, so join the paid class now for more interactive and complete lessons. I see you in our next class. And if you want to register, you either call or WhatsApp this number. Exactly. All right, if you have learned something, just click on the subscribe button and follow me for more tips. Like this video, comment which topic should we treat next. Thank you. Have a nice day.